This is going to be a violin burst. I'm going to try to do it correctly the first time. I always try and do it correctly the first time. So violin burst, believe it or not, we put yellow shade all the way around first. And you may ask why. This is not yellow shade. Is it? This is just how they told me to do it, okay? There we go. Because on a tobacco burst, it has a yellow center with a tobacco burst. This uses yellow and tobacco. That's how you do a violin. But you end up putting the tobacco over the whole thing and you never really see the yellow. But it's acting as some sort of a tint, I guess. Okay. There's that part. That's the easy part. Now we're going to get tobacco. Yeah. And we're going to paint the sides all the way around. I thinned my tobacco down so it's a little weaker than normal. Because I'm going to use this same tobacco color on the faces, if you end up getting a little bit of overspray on the faces while you're doing the sides like this, it's not that big of a deal because you're just going to spray more tobacco on the face anyway. But the sides are going to be darker with a burst. So you do a violin burst. Okay, let me flip it. See how it almost hits there, but it doesn't. Okay, we got the sides. We'll probably go over those another time or two. But they're looking pretty wet, the sides are, so I gotta be careful here. Got the air blowing on it to help flash it off. Right here it's a little wet. There's tape on the binding. So sometimes when you put the paint on a little wet on the binding, well, you're painting it on the whole thing, but it gets on the binding too, or the tape, right? And the paint will run off the tape. The paint will run off the tape onto the surface and you'll have some problems. So I can see something funky going on right here. I'm going to have to blow an air on it and check it out. So I got a little gung-ho with this when I was doing it. And yeah, the paint did get a little heavy right here and dripped down, so I had to sand it out. And so I feathered it where you see there's no hard line anywhere. So I got to try to fog in some of this tobacco to fill that in. sides are going to be a lot darker anyway, but anyway, see what happens? So now, before I put tobacco over the whole thing, I want to let this dry so I can inspect it and then fix some little things, like there's something here. See if I can fix that. Re-inspect the sides, make sure everything looks perfect, and then if so, I will put some tobacco over the whole face and the back side, making it into a violin burst.